Okay, so the first thing you need to think about when creating a query is where's my information going to come from? So let's say that we want to create a query that returns results back to us that have just the superhero name, the special power, and weakness field. So which table would we use? Yeah, so all the information can be found on the superhero table. So we're going to select superhero table and then click add. So you can see all of our fields that would be added, that we could add to this query. So we're going to include the superhero name, their special power, double click, and then also we're going to include their weakness. So you'll notice that there are options for sorting. So like ascending and descending, like we talked about in class. You can also check the box. It can still show results for those, or it can still bring up the superhero names, but not necessarily show the fields whenever you run your results on there. We do want to be able to see all of the fields when we run our results. So in order to see your results, you're going to find the red exclamation mark on the design tab that says run. Boom, and then we can see our results. So we selected our specific fields, superhero name, special power, and weakness. And so right now, this one's called query 1. We can go to the save button, and we're going to call this query SP1. Okay? So now you can see how it added to the objects area in our navigation pane, and you can see that we have a query called SP1. Okay, so let's go to create another query. This time, we want to see all the locations of our superheroes, just the locations of our superheroes in ascending order. So where do we go to start our query? So we're going to go to the Create tab, Query Design. Which table are we going to use to see the locations of superheroes? Absolutely, we're going to use a superhero table. Add, so we just want to see locations. We're going to choose the location field, close that. Location field, what do we need to change if we want to see it in alphabetical order? Right, so sort, which one is it going to be? Ascending guess is A to C, A to Z. And then what do we do whenever we're ready to see the results? You got it, run for it, push the run button, and this shows us our locations in alphabetical order, just like that. So it makes it easy for us to access specific information, get specific results back, and then we can also sort and filter that information in the ways that we would like to. We're going to push the save button. We're going to call this one SP2. We're going to do one more query. This query is going to be just a little bit different. We're going to use something that is called a wildcard. So let's go back to the Create tab. On the Create tab, we're going to go to Query Design. This time for this table, we're going to create a query that includes the superhero name, gender, and arch nemesis field for all superheroes whose names start with S. So you can use a wildcard for words or names, phrases, etc. that start with certain letters by using the asterisk, which is the wild card. So if we just want to find superhero names who start with S, we're going to go to the superhero table. We're going to choose superhero names. We're also going to choose gender, arch nemesis, and so if you look down here on our query, where our options are, we have a row that's called criteria. If I just want to see the superhero names that start with S, I'm going to type the letter S, but then I also have to include my wildcard, which is the shift and the A key, the asterisk, and that's going to represent the rest of the name. So this tells Access the name's going to start with S, and then the asterisk represents the rest of the name. So now I'm ready to see my results to see if it's going to return back the superheroes' names who start with S. I'm going to click Run. That is correct. So I had 2 superhero names who start with S. So this might be useful like if you have patients or clients, students with certain names or specific things that you need to search for, and that's called a wildcard. So once we get that query put in, we're going to save, and this one is called SP3. And click OK.